When people first met my mother, they always had the same reaction. Wait, that's your mom? Then they'd laugh. And my mother would laugh too, because she loved it. She absolutely loved it. My name is Ava, and my mother, Diane, spent her entire life trying to prove she wasn't getting older. At 50 years, she dressed like someone half her age. Crop tops, designer sneakers, social media trends, dance challenges. She even used slang incorrectly just to sound younger. To strangers, she seemed fun. To me, she was exhausting. Growing up, I never felt like I had a mother. I always felt like I had a competitor. Whenever I got attention, somehow she found a way to redirect it back to herself. When I won an academic award in high school, she showed up wearing a sparkling dress that looked more suitable for a celebrity event than a school ceremony. The principal spent more time talking about her than me. When I graduated from university, she somehow turned the celebration into a photo shoot for her social media. And when boys started noticing me, things became even stranger. Every boyfriend I ever introduced to her became fascinated by her. Not because she was prettier, not because she was smarter, but because she knew exactly how to make herself the center of every room. At first, I thought I was imagining it, until one boyfriend accidentally sent me a message meant for her. After that, I stopped bringing people home until I met Ethan. And for the first time in my life, everything felt different. Ethan wasn't flashy. He wasn't interested in social media. He wasn't impressed by attention. He worked as an architect and loved old books. And somehow he remembered every tiny detail I ever told him. The first time I mentioned my favorite childhood dessert, he surprised me with it 3 months later. That's the kind of person he was. 3 years passed, and one evening, under thousands of fairy lights at the lakeside supermarket, Ethan got down on one knee. I said yes before he even finished asking. I cried, he cried. Even the waiter cried. For once, life felt so perfect. The only thing that worried me was introducing him to my mother. You still haven't told her? Ethan asked. I sighed. No. Why? Because I was afraid. Not afraid she wouldn't approve, afraid she'd somehow make it about herself again. Eventually, I had no choice, so I invited her to dinner. The moment she saw Ethan, her eyes lit up, not in a motherly way, in a way that immediately made me uncomfortable. Oh my God, she said. He's so handsome. Ethan laughed awkwardly. I forced a smile. And just like that, the feeling in my stomach began. The feeling that would later destroy everything. The engagement party happened 2 months later. I spent weeks planning it. Every detail mattered, from the venue to the flowers to the music. But then my mother arrived, wearing white, not cream, not beige, not silver, white, the exact shade traditionally worn by brides. Several guests genuinely thought she was the one getting married. I was furious, but when I confronted her, she laughed. Oh, relax. You know I look good in white. The entire night, she hovered around Ethan, touching his arm, taking photos, making jokes, acting 20 years younger than her age. Everyone noticed, but nobody said anything, including Ethan. That hurt most of all. Over the following months, things got worse. I would find her commenting under his post, sending him messages, tagging him in videos. At first, Ethan showed me everything. Then he stopped. When I asked why, he said I was becoming paranoid. Or maybe I was. Or maybe my instincts were screaming while my heart refused to listen. One night, I woke up at 2 a.m. and noticed Ethan wasn't beside me. I found him in the living room, smiling at his phone. When he saw me, he immediately locked the screen. A cold feeling ran through my body. Who are you talking to? No one. Nobody says no one when they're talking to someone, but I let it go because sometimes the truth feels too dangerous to chase. Then came the day everything collapsed. I was supposed to be at work until evening, but halfway through the day, my manager sent everyone home because of a power outage. I remember feeling excited. I thought Ethan and I could have lunch together, maybe spend the afternoon planning the wedding. I even bought his favorite pastries on the way home. I opened the apartment door quietly, and immediately I heard laughter. His laughter and my mother's. The pastry slipped from my hands. The box hit the floor. The laughter stopped. Silence. Then footsteps. They emerged from the kitchen together. Too close together. Much too close. Nobody spoke and nobody needed to. The guilt on their faces was louder than any confession. My mother opened her mouth first. Ava. I raised my hand, not because I wanted to hit her, because physically I could not bear hearing her voice. Then I looked at Ethan, the man I was supposed to marry, the man who promised me forever, and I asked one question: how long? His silence gave me the answer: long enough. Long enough for lies, long enough for betrayal, long enough for them to become strangers. I walked out, and I never returned. The wedding was cancelled. Friends took sides. Relatives gossiped. The story somehow found its way online, and that's when things became even worse. Millions of people turned my pain into entertainment. Some supported me, others defended them. My mother gained followers, thousands of them. People praised her confidence, praised her beauty, praised her relationship, as if destroying your daughter wasn't worth mentioning. Then one day, they officially announced they were together. The internet exploded. Brand deals followed. Interviewers followed. Money followed. And somehow, the people who betrayed me seemed to be winning. Meanwhile, I disappeared. I moved cities, changed jobs, started over. For 2 years, I stayed silent. No interviews, no statements, no revenge. I just focused on rebuilding my life. I went to therapy, work, and I tried everything that I could to heal. Learning that some people break your heart because they never learned how to love anyone except themselves. Then something unexpected happened. One random Tuesday morning, my phone exploded with notifications. Hundreds of messages. Everyone was sending me the same thing. A video posted by my mother. I opened it, and I instantly knew something was wrong. The woman on the screen did not look like Diane. She looked tired, older, afraid. The filters were gone. The confidence was gone. Even her voice sounded different. She stared directly into the camera, then said 5 words. Ava was right about him. The video ended. That was it. 30 seconds, 5 words. An hour later, every account she owned vanished. Ethan's vanished too. Nobody could reach them. Nobody knew where they were. News outlets speculated for months. No answers came. Then 6 months later, there was a knock on my door. The mail carrier handed me an envelope. No return address. Inside was a photograph. My mother stood outside a small withered house. She looked 20 years older than when I had last seen her. Thin, alone, and broken. Written on the back were these words: some lessons cost everything. I stared at the photo for several minutes, then noticed something strange. A figure stood behind the window, watching. At first, I thought it was a reflection. Then I zoomed in, and my heart stopped. Because I recognized the face, it was impossible, completely impossible. The man in the window looked exactly like my father, the same father who had supposedly died 23 years ago. My hands began shaking. Then I noticed a folded note hidden inside the envelope. I opened it. Just one sentence. Just one. If you want the truth, come alone. No address, no explanation, and nothing else. I looked again at the photograph, then at the note. For 23 years, I thought I knew who my father was. For 23 years, I thought I knew why he disappeared. But suddenly, I wasn't sure of anything anymore. Not my mother, nor my past, not even myself. And for the first time since the betrayal, I realized the story had never been about Ethan. It had never been about the engagement or the wedding or even my mother. It was about a secret buried for decades, a secret powerful enough to destroy everyone who touched it, including me. So I packed a bag, locked my apartment, and began driving towards a destination I did not yet know, completely unaware that by the time I discovered the truth, someone would already be waiting for me, and they had no intention of letting me live alive.